Hi, I am Nichole Fairhead, and today I am going to talk about a blended learning technology community that I am going to be implementing at Arlington Public Schools. Arlington Public Schools is a pre-K through 12th grade building. It has nearly 656 students, as well as 67 certified staff and non-certified staff members. The technology mission statement at APS is to ensure equitable access to appropriate technology in support of our educational community, teaching and student learning, school and community communication, and data management in order to successfully educate students in an informational age to become members of our networked global society. We envision a school community of lifelong learners in which students are capable of defining problems, retrieving information with judgment, and solving problems creatively and flexibly. The learning process has progressed from the need to master topics and recall information to learning that is self-directed and collaborative. And technology is the key to this evolution. The issues that are facing Arlington Public Schools um, and the key areas that we need to address and discuss before creating the blended learning environment are coming up with a strategy, and a timeline, a school model, a platform, and some content behind that platform, the devices we are going to be using, the staffing and the development plans, as well as the improvement and the impact of measurement that the plan is going to have. Why is a blended learning um, environment with the use of technology the best fit for Arlington Public Schools? It is because this paradigm is an online instructional approach as well as a teacher-led instructional approach and a collaborative approach with activities and stations. Below is a visual of this paradigm, and after looking at this model and surveying our staff, I believe that the majority of the staff members will buy into this paradigm and make it work for their classroom. How did I choose the blended learning environment? I chose this at Arlington Public Schools because this type of classroom provides a formal education program in which a student learns, at least in part, through online delivery of content and instruction with some elements of student control over time, place, path, and or pace. How will I get stakeholders involved into the proposed initiative? I believe it starts with the superintendent. The superintendent should express support for blended learning environments in weekly staff communications and model mobile technology leadership in meetings and on school visits. I also believe that it's important to have the school board be on full support of this um, proposal and conduct a board work study and visit a blended learning model. I believe that teachers should also be supportive, building teacher support by finding and featuring flipped classroom examples is a very good starting point, allowing teachers to visit with other schools, faculty to learn what's working, to find leaders, and to identify their priorities. Having the principal be supportive is very important, and providing a professional blended learning experience for that principal is vital. And last but not least, having the community engagement be supportive, launching a community conversation and asking members what they are excited about and what they are concerned about with this proposal. How I will blend the learning environment and how it will improve teaching and learning within the classroom. It will improve the ability to personalize learning. It will give the opportunity or potential for individual progress. It will improve student engagement and motivation. It will shift to online state testing. It will also give the need to extend time and stretch resources, the potential to extend the reach of effective teachers, the ability to improve working conditions, and decrease device cost. Funding will come from below are 5 strategies for boosting affordability with technology. The first would be phasing in changes over 3 years. This can make the transition manageable and allow the district to help save and pay for additional phases. The second strategy would be shifting to online instructional materials that different sites may offer, particularly if open education resources are incorporated. The third strategy would be a tradition to predominantly online professional development. The fourth strategy would be reviewing software usage and discontinue to reduce investments in products that are not being used at all. And the fifth strategy for boosting affordability would be using Title I funds that can be used for computers, instructional license, professional development to improve the school's instructional model. What is the implementation timeline? It is to create conditions for success. Before we launch this blended learning environment, we want to know who our supporters will be and where the funding is going to come from. And that is why my previous slides have showed how I am going to come up with this plan. It is also important to plan for key decisions, making a strategy and a timeline, an instructional model, a platform with content, devices, and staffing and development. It is also important to implement keys to success, the infrastructure, the integration, the professional development, technology support, implementation support, and communication. And last but not least, improve the next steps, looking at the multi-year budget and the measurement of how growth is going to take place. What does awesome look like in terms of the outcome? Powerful learning outcomes. The students will experience classroom work and activities that are meaningful, engaging, and relevant, connecting to students' interest and or previous knowledge. There will be a global preparedness. Students will be immersed each day in learning opportunities intentionally designed to develop skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and data analysis, enabling them to compete globally. There will be a growth for all. Students will achieve at least 1 year of academic progress in reading and mathematics each school year, and excellence in communication. Students will be provided regular and multiple opportunities to demonstrate learning through verbal and written communications, as well as through multiple forms of technology. And what do I hope will happen as a result of the implementation of the blended learning technology environment? I hope that staff will feel confident with the blended classroom instructional approach, that online assessment data will be current, useful, and help quickly guide instruction. Students will be well diverse in a variety of different technology programs and tools. And finally, students will feel engagement, connectedness, and prepared for a global society through the blended classroom.